Hey, you. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking to you. Are you looking for the best way to promote your podcast? It's easy. Just advertise your podcast to your ideal target audience. That's right, listeners of similar podcasts. Podbean has the best and most cost-effective options for you. Just go to the website sponsorship.podbean.com/STR. That's right, your friends here at Scout Team Radio are hooking you up. Go to sponsorship.podbean.com/STR and you will get the best deals to get your podcast rolling. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy Scout Team Radio.
Yeah.
You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters. Yeah, good morning and welcome back. That's right, you are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Yeah. All that is true. I get it. The man on the other microphone, he is a great American and a great patriot. You all know him as... America.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is your boy, Chris America, coming to you live this Thursday, May the 29th, 2019, Loudbeard. And, Loudbeard, I'm going to start the show off with a sad note.
Oh, no. Bringing me down already this morning. Okay, I'm ready for it. I'm bracing myself. I'm sitting down. Okay, go ahead.
All right. During I think it was the Houston Astros Cubs game last night, little girl got hit in the face with a foul ball. And I do think she's going to be okay, but pretty scary moment last night. And it's crazy when this happens, and it doesn't happen all the time, but I think it happens enough. Do you agree?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is a tough situation, and I think people get hit by balls, and it's like not a big story, but when it's a child, a small child, that's when things get real scary.
And you want to be able to take your kids to the game and feel safe doing that, and not having to worry about it. But man, those foul line seats, especially along like the third base line.
Yeah, it's a death trap over there. Albert Amora Jr., who is the batter that hit this foul ball, he was very emotional after this happened. He was in tears. He felt terrible for what had transpired. And, for baseball players, they're wanting to just go out there and play, right? They don't want to cause injury to small children or to anybody for that matter. They would just want to go out and play. He made a comment after the game. He said, I want to make sure I get this right. He said, I want to put a net around the entire stadium. And, that would be kind of crazy because it's not necessary. But where do you draw the line, right? They're adding more nets in some of these baseball fields just to give a little bit more safety. Yeah. But where do you draw the line? I mean, it's a dangerous sport to go and observe. If you are in the wrong spot, a ball can come at you pretty quickly, and sometimes you just don't have the reflexes. Like, it's a split second, especially if you're holding a small child or if a small child's sitting next to you trying to, come and, like, grab the ball so it doesn't hit them. It just isn't a good idea, and I don't know what the answer is, Chris America. I really don't. But I saw this story, and I really felt for both the player, the family of the injured child, the child. I mean, I didn't see any updates. I don't know if you were able to catch any of the updates, but they rushed that child to the hospital quickly, and it was a scary, scary moment.
Yeah, and then I think what makes baseball a little bit more dangerous because of that aspect is it's such a slow sport, and that's not really a knock. It is what it is. And so you as a fan, there's a lot of times where you're just not even looking at the game. You're looking at your phone. You're talking to your friends. It's a very leisurely sport to watch. You have a lot of downtime, and you're never just completely focused on the game the entire time. So when you're just sitting there chatting with your friend or looking at your phone and you hear that crack of the bat, by the time you look up, that ball's already in your face.
Yeah, that's a great point. The game is so long. It would be difficult to sit there and watch every pitch
it's not even
religiously.
It's not even that it's so long. Like, you can make it a 5-inning game, and there's just so much downtime, especially when the batter comes out of the batting box and he's cleaning off his cleats or fixing his gloves or spitting on his hands, doing whatever. And it's just a slow pace sport that you're not going to sit there and spend all the time. Like, you're like, oh, he's out of the box again. Let me check my cell phone. Within 5-10 seconds, the batter's already in the batting box. He's cracking a ball at you, and it's too late.
That's very true. Very true. And you're right, that's difficult, especially for a fan, to be able to react to a foul ball like that. And
it's hard if you're actually watching. You know what I mean? Like, you can sit there and watch it. Those balls come at you 90, 100 miles an hour, man. Probably faster than that. I don't know the full-on physics of hitting a fastball and everything like that. But, yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's going to continue to happen. I mean, this is what the sport is. And we look at it, and baseball's changed over the years. Guys are getting bigger and stronger. It's just like, all athletes.
Yeah.
Because training's getting better, nutrition's getting better. Guys are really focused on their sport. So
steroids and PhD is it not PhD?
PEDs. Yeah,
PEDs.
PhD. The chlorine content of your pool is getting stronger. Yes.
Yeah.
Your pH levels.
the PhD, the level of
PEDs
PhDs that doctors have to make great PEDs that can be backed by. That's what I was
very
getting
good
at.
point.
Yeah.
Okay, I see you're Doogie Howser in it for me.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Thank you, Doogie. Appreciate that. We needed that this morning.
You're welcome.
A little PhD action. Yeah, I mean, the sport's the balls are going faster. The pitchers are throwing harder than they've ever thrown before. 100-mile-an-hour fastball isn't a weird, crazy thing anymore. It's becoming more common. And when the ball's coming faster, the ball comes off the bat harder and faster. So it's coming into the crowds faster. And we're seeing more of these gruesome injuries, and I don't like it. I really don't. I don't have the answer. I don't have the cure. I don't know what to do about it. But I don't like it, Chris America, and that is what Loudbeard is saying this morning.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to transition to some happy news. Maybe you'll like this, Loudbeard. The guy I'm dubbing as the hottie nerd, that if he had a stylist, he'd look hotter, Mr. Jeopardy James, won his 30th last night, and he's now within $200,000 of Ken Jennings' money record.
Ooh, you're keeping a tight loop on this guy. You love Hot Nerd, don't you?
I love hot nerd, James Hauser.
Ooh, you got a last name on him. I just knew him as Jeopardy James. Now we've put a last name. Have you met his parents yet?
I have. They're nice people.
Okay. Things have really escalated. This escalated quickly.
Mm-hmm.
This really got out of control.
When I want something, I go get it.
All right, you can have that. That's all yours,
I like that
buddy.
you let me sit in that awkward silence.
Yes, hot drink of water he is. You still like that, don't you? Well, congratulations out there for Jeopardy James. He's one step closer to dethroning Ken Jennings on the money list. We talked about that on yesterday's episode quite a bit. Chris America was swooning over Jeopardy James because he does dig himself a smart, sophisticated young man that is well-groomed, minus the well-grooming on this guy. He could use a little tune-up.
I wish we had the male aficionado. He could give Jeopardy James some good fashion tips.
He would. We do. We need to bring in our special guest who's supposed to be here every Monday but hasn't been here on a single Monday yet, the male aficionado. We miss that guy. We're going to try to get him back soon.
Definitely.
He loves talking about men.
So do we talk that hockey?
Let's talk that hockey. Well, Chris America, it looks like we finally have a series. We got it all tied up. 1-1.
Remember yesterday I gave a full-on analysis as to why the Blues were going to win? See, I told you. Hit me with the genius button, please. Wait, we got to wait. You don't have it queued up.
How the hell do you know that?
Yes.
Because I'm a genius.
Yeah. In your face.
In my what?
In your face. I know hockey.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever.
I
Okay, so I'm going to just leave that there. So we talk hockey. I mean, hockey. This was a good game last night. It ends up being an overtime matchup here. Blues get the win, 3-2. Carl Gunnarsson, he scores a goal on a delayed penalty at the 3:51 mark in overtime. You know what is better than knowing who's going to win this one is just knowing that it's going to be a good series. We're not getting a sweep.
Yeah.
It's tied 1-1. We're going to go back and forth. It looks like this is going to end up being a quality series, and that's all we want, right? As fans, even if you don't like either of these teams, you can watch these matchups, and you can say, okay, this is at least fun to watch. This is evenly matched, and let's go at it. So I like the fact that it's 1-1. And on a side note, Chris and Eric, I just want to share with you. I talked to our good friends over at Barn Burner, the owner over there, Joe. He is in Canada. They're based out of Toronto. And I talked to him for a few minutes yesterday morning. He was just sharing just how things are going with Barn Burner. And he was talking about, and I kind of mentioned to him, I said, up in Toronto, I bet you guys are all psyched for this Raptors series, huh? And he's like, this is like one of the first times ever that the city's talking more about basketball than they are about hockey. And that's crazy to say in a city like Toronto, which is a huge hockey town, and in Canada, which is all hockey all the time. They are all in on the Toronto Raptors, so they weren't even that excited about this series. But hopefully the Blues and the Bruins make something out of this, and we can get something going.
Yeah, and then if you watch this game, it was a lot of scoring in the first period, and then nothing after that. It was four total goals scored in the first period, and then goose eggs across the board until the Blues finally get one into the net in overtime. That's what you do like to see. You don't like to see two periods where it's scoreless, especially if sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought. The period that had all the scores is the first one.
Was that a poop train of thought?
Yeah, it was a poop train of thought.
Okay, because it got derailed quick.
It's
out in Alabama
derailed
right now.
Yeah,
that
it's
your whole thought process is in Alabama.
It just stalled. It just stalled and broke down for 2 months.
Eek.
Yeah, so exciting game. A lot of roughhousing going on in there. They like to do that roughhousing in hockey. I've heard.
Wow, dadding it up right now. You're like, hey
Dadding
boys, stop roughhousing.
Stop horsing around.
Yeah, we don't want that in my house. How dare you roughhouse out there? Okay, so a lot of roughhousing going on in this one. Now, if you're a fan, and let's say you're going to watch the game, you're like, oh, I'm really excited. I got great tickets. And let's say you get stuck at work a few extra minutes late, traffic's a little heavy, and you show up, it's towards the end of the first period, and you're like, whoa, it's 2-2 already. Wow, this is crazy. This is going to be an exciting game. And then you sit there through the second, through the third, and you're like, what the hell? I missed all the scoring. That's why you got to show up at the beginning, sir. That's why you got to show up at the beginning. This isn't this is what happens.
That is kind of the I feel like this is what makes hockey more exciting than soccer, is because it's got that same feel of like you never know when a score is going to come. But even though it's like goose eggs across the board in periods, there's still a lot of like good chances and a lot of times where you're just like, oh, it's almost in there, get it in there, and then like the goalie just makes a ridiculous save or the puck just bounces off the post at the wrong angle to get into the goal, and it's kind of what makes hockey exciting.
Yeah, you're always on the edge of your seat. Freaking roughhousing. That was beautiful analysis with the roughhousing. Yeah, you're always on the edge of your seat. I like that. Horseplay. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Some slapsticking. There's a lot of that. There's some. What's the whole one through the whole? No. You forgot the hockey talk part. No. Okay. All right. I talked hockey. We're good. Moving on.
Sorry, I was trying to find that drop. Let's talk that hockey, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah. Okay. I knew you were doing something special
I
over
get
there.
Going. Yeah. I'm
All
always
right.
doing something special over here, Loudbeard.
Yeah, you're very special. So we know that Toronto is a big hockey town, but they're getting hyped up for this big series, and their emotional leader outside of the team is Drake. And it looks like the NBA, they may be a little fed up with some of his shenanigans, so they gave a little talking to the Raptors organization, letting them know, hey, we need to make sure that we're following the fan conduct policy and that we're, going ahead and following it for all of our fans, and that you guys are making sure that you abide by it, because, there's been some complaints about this Drake fellow who's on the sidelines, and this isn't the first time. Last year during the playoffs, the NBA had to talk to the Raptors about Drake also. And honestly, I don't think Drake cares. I think he's going to continue to do that Drake. That's what he does. But I think he's firing up the Toronto fan base, and they want to see him on the sideline heckling the other team. They want to see him on the sideline being that emotional leader for the crowd. And I think the Raptors organization is going to give him the old tap on the shoulder. Hey, just chill out for a few minutes. Just chill out. And I think Drake will be cool maybe game 1, but I think by game 2, game 3, he's going to be full out Drake. What do you think?
I think by game 3, he's going to have a massage table on the floor. He's going to have the head coach face down, just rubbing his shoulders, giving him pep talks. It's going to get weird in the finals, I think. It's been weird throughout the playoffs. I think he steps up his awkwardness in ways that we can't imagine.
I hope he does, because that's where you can sit back, you can grab your popcorn, and you can just watch. Because, we all kind of sit here and look at who's favored, and Golden State's got this huge – they're the huge favorite, right? So we're going to say, well, what other entertainment is there going to be if we've got this big favorite? Well, we want to see Drake fire up the Raptors. We want to see him give them a fighting chance. And it's not like he's playing, but if he's over there giving Nick Nurse, the head coach of the Toronto Raptors, a nice little neck massage on the sideline, we know things are getting ready to get serious.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
when you know that things are going to get serious. You pull out the massage table. You give all the team, Kawhi Leonard, Kawhi, come over here. You need a little breather? Here, I'm going to give you a little massage on the sideline. One of the Milwaukee Bucks players, or they're not going to be playing the Bucks anymore, are they? One of the Golden State players misses a free throw. I can see Drake running out there doing a air guitar in his face or something crazy. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. This is what I want to see. I'm ready for some craziness.
You know how earlier in the season we had a Zion cam?
Ooh, I do remember
Duke
that.
games? I think we
Dedicated.
need a
Drake
Drake
cam?
cam. Yep. I think
Chris
it's
America.
time. It's necessary.
You've done it again. I cannot believe you did it again.
How the hell do you know that?
Because I'm a genius.
You're a genius, Chris America. You have done it. You have solved all the world issues that we've needed. We need a Drake cam. There doesn't need to be a cam for anybody else, but there does 100% need to be a Drake cam, and I would follow that till the end.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't even watch the game. I'd just have that on. I'd probably have like picture-in-picture and have the game in small screen and Drake cam on the big screen.
All right, now I have a question for you. Who's going to get who's weirder, Drake or Florida Woman? It's close, isn't it? It's a little close.
Listen, nobody can touch Florida Woman.
It's a good point.
Except for maybe Florida Man. Florida Man probably touches Florida Woman, but we don't want to get into the details of their relationship. But yeah, Drake can't even hold a candle to Florida Woman. Let's not get carried away here with the Drake hype, okay?
Okay. Did you see the latest, greatest Florida Woman story that's floating around the interweb?
Well, I saw that you posted it this morning on Facebook, but I didn't get a chance to read it yet. So why don't you go ahead and hit me up with it?
Oh, I didn't. I think I just liked the one that was posted on the Craft Brewed Sports Facebook group page.
I thought you were the one that posted it.
No, I didn't post that. I wish I did.
That's right. No, you commented on it. You said you were proud of our state.
Yeah, I did. I am very proud of our state of
Florida. A
Florida.
story that you didn't even check out.
No. I didn't post it. I read it. I didn't post it.
All right. Well then. Oh, okay. Sorry. So then, give
you
us
see
the
what
story.
I'm saying? Okay.
I'm picking up what you're putting down now.
Okay, you're getting where we're going. It just takes a little bit of time. So Florida Woman,
That's what
she's
she
back
said.
in the news again, and she is bigger and badder than ever. So two Florida women, we're doubling up here. We're double or nothing. Two Florida women pull up to a drive-thru in the Miami area at a Burger King, and they demand to the person working the drive-thru window, they demand that they get free French fries. And, of course, the person working the window, who's probably like a 17-year-old girl or something, was like, no, we don't give free French fries to people that ask for them. That's not how this works. You have to pay for your food. Pretty common, right?
Did she hit her with the old? Do you know who I am? I'm the Florida woman.
No, she should have though. So these two
She
Florida
probably got him
women,
if she would have given out her celebrity status.
yeah, two Florida women, they decide that this isn't good enough. So they pull their car around and then they come inside. So as they come inside, one of them jumps over the counter and starts getting in the face of the employees, demands to see the manager, and demands the manager give all the money out of the drawer. So now it's full-on heist. So we go from not getting free French fries to full-on heist style. So these girls, these
Boy,
women, Florida
that
women,
escalated quickly.
it did.
I mean,
that really got
that
out of
really-
control. So these two Florida women start going berserk pretty much. They're hitting employees, they're throwing things around the restaurant, they're demanding money, they threaten to pistol whip somebody in the restaurant. It's just becomes a circus basically at this point. So these two Florida women,
Please tell me there was clown music.
they obliterate.
Now I'm just picturing your story as you're saying it with this going on in my head.
Yeah, the circus is in town. And that's what these Florida women do. And they punch and kick and slap and scratch some of the employees. They're just showing their dominance as Florida women.
Yep.
And I think they got away with some money. I'm sure the manager at that point was like, okay, this is enough.
This is not
'Cause
worth it.
Yeah, this is not worth it. But it's a full-out brawl. And the Florida women, they run away, they get away. And one of them has still on the loose, Chris America. This is the saddest part of the whole story. One woman was caught, and they show her mugshot. She doesn't look like much of a woman. It looks like a man wearing a wig.
It looks like a man wearing a wig.
It definitely looks like a man wearing a wig. And when I was reading the story, it was kind of she's a serial offender. It said that she had been arrested for, I think it was all kinds of crimes, of felonies and child neglect and
I
you
mean,
know,
she's committed to the Florida woman cause, man.
She is. She was 100%. Prostitution was on there, thieving.
Oh, definitely.
All kinds of just terrible things. This is a proud Florida woman moment, though. I just want to say.
Do you think she knows? Do you think she knows Robert Kraft?
Yeah, I think she does. They might be friends. They're all rubbing tuggers. And Florida women, the one gets away. This is apparently her girlfriend is what is being deemed as. So her girlfriend is gone away, and we can't find her. And so she's running amok in the state of Florida. And for you and I, being Florida residents, we're not Florida man, we're Florida residents. It's a difference. There's definitely a difference. I had trouble sleeping last night. I'll be honest, Chris America. Florida woman could be anywhere. And that scares me.
I slept like a baby because whether they caught her or not, Florida woman is always everywhere.
Yes.
She's omnipresent in the state of Florida. So is Florida man. It's really weird how they just... it's a supernatural thing here in the state of Florida. And so I sleep like a baby because, it just is what it is. You get used to it.
Oh, okay. So it's like the guy that wears the mask in Death Race. There's always a new guy. Like they just kill off one and they make a new guy wear a mask. It just keeps going.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, you can never kill.
You can never
Florida
kill
woman.
or capture Florida woman or Florida man.
There's just too many out there.
I keep
We're
telling
running the
telling
streets.
everybody on Twitter and on Facebook for those and here on the air. Florida's not for the faint of heart, people.
Some people wouldn't be able to handle living in this state. I'm just saying.
No, man. I mean, between the humidity, the heat, the mosquitoes, the alligators, the poisonous snakes, the poisonous spiders, all of the insects. I mean, next to the rainforest, I think we probably have the most insects in the state of Florida. The thunderstorms, hurricanes, and then if you survive all that, you have Florida man and Florida woman.
All right, we do have a Twitter hotline. We encourage all of our listeners, hit us up on Twitter at Scout Team Radio. We just got a hot tweet in from Mike Berlani. He says, this Ocean's 12 reboot you're breaking down sounds very strange.
Yeah, it was actually it wasn't Ocean's 12. It was it was Ocean's 9. It was the sequel to that all-female cast with Sandra
Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. But I was trying to think of the one with the Aquafina. Have you seen this actress before? And she spells it all weird.
No.
Yeah, there's
maybe.
I think she was
I don't
Asian, Anyways, Aquafina's in there. Yeah, Ocean's 9. This is a sequel to that one. They saw how much Ocean's 8 made. Which, did you see that movie?
I did not. I kind of
It's kinda
wanted to, but
disappointing.
oh, was it? Okay.
Like, I didn't have high expectations, but I thought it was going to be a fun movie, and it was just kind of,
Blah.
it was just kind of like, it was just so predictable. Like, you knew every single thing that was going to happen next.
What about Ocean's 11? The not the original one, but the one that came out with Brad Pitt and George Clooney that
I never
started
saw
the series.
that one.
You never saw that one.
No, I need to see all the other Oceans ones. But
The first Oceans,
Yeah.
because it was an original one way back in I think
right, yeah.
yeah.
Like
Now
the
the
60s.
one, yeah, exactly. But no, the one with Brad Pitt and George Clooney and Don Cheadle and all-star cast, Ocean's 11. That is a really quality movie, and it progressively gets worse. 12 and 13. Right. They don't hold a match to the first one, but I really liked Ocean's 11. It's a quality flick. You're gonna have to check it out. I mean, I'm not gonna give away the ending. I'm definitely against spoiler alerts for movies that are 15 years old.
But yeah, I'm glad to hear that Ocean's 9 is a little bit more unpredictable than Ocean's 8, because when you're like, oh, they're asking for free fries, and the next thing I know, they're asking for money and pistol whipping people, I'm like, all right, didn't see that one coming.
No, it's crazy. So now this Florida woman, she's a little crazy. I feel like maybe the Houston Astros Carlos Correa may have run into a Florida woman. I haven't been able to nail down the details of this whole story, but things got a little weird for Carlos Correa. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, Chris America. 4 to 6
Really?
weeks. Yeah, you know what happened?
No, tell me. Do tell.
He had an injury during a massage.
Oh.
There may have
With
been a
the
Florida
old
woman
Robert
involved.
Kraft.
I can't confirm.
Went
but
to the old Robert Kraft massage parlor, huh?
Yep, he receives a massage the other day. It must have been a deep tissue. I'm guessing here. Very deep tissue, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink.
Right. Wink, wink.
Deep tissue massage. Somehow they fracture his rib during this massage. How does this happen? I just the logistics of how a Major League Baseball player gets a fractured rib from a massage. Can you help me out with figuring out how this possibly could have happened?
If you would have said chiropractor, I would have been like, yep, I can see it. Massage? How? Was it like a 600-pound woman just sitting on top of him?
I don't know. This is
Or
where
were they
the
doing
details
old,
get murky.
Were they doing the old walking on the back?
Ooh, good point. Yeah. They got the new girl. She came. She has a thyroid issue. She's quite large. It's not her fault though.
Right.
But she weighs 600 pounds, and she's just really wants to get into the massage business. And they're like, okay, who can handle this? And she decides to walk on Carlos Correa's stomach, not back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe you could do the rib on the back too.
Yeah. I mean, if you're pressing down on the body and the rib is against the ground, it'll break.
It shattered in a million pieces. It was like a Mortal Kombat fatality on the massage table. And Drake was there. I think Drake was part of it. He was massaging people like crazy too. He does the deep tissue also. The whole thing got weird, and in the end, Carlos Correa is going to miss 4 to 6 weeks for the Houston Astros because of this devastating rib injury that he got from massaging.
Loudbeard, there's a theme to our show here that I don't think we planned.
Go ahead. Let's hear the theme.
Other than like the hockey with the roughhousing, because I think hockey players expect the roughhousing, we just told story after story of people who woke up saying, I'm going to go enjoy my day. I'm going to start the day off right. Today's going to be a good day. And then out of nowhere, something tragic happens to them. From the parents and that child at the baseball game to that poor fast food chain worker who's like, oh, man, I'm excited to make some extra cash over the summer. I'm going to get my summer started off right. To Carlos Correa. Is that what that was his name? Did I get it right?
Yeah,
yep.
you
All
did.
Right.
Nailed it.
As soon as I said it, I was like, wait, is his name Carlos? To like, I'm just going to get a nice relaxing massage. I'm so sore from the baseball season. We're 2 months in. And just broken rib.
Well, and
life comes at you fast, man.
Life does come at you fast. And you said about the hockey, I mean, some of those players were just going out to enjoy a nice little stroll on the ice, and then all of a sudden a guy comes up to them and starts roughhousing them out of nowhere. That's it.
You're right.
You just try to enjoy your day.
You're just out there. You're like, man, I I hope the DJ plays, Get Low, and I hope there's a couple skate later on. Maybe they can do backward skate. I really love doing the backward skate. And then who can forget when they put the cones around the rink and they have the old the race off where you get to race everybody at the skating rink. Yeah, you're right. You're right. When you're in that mentality, you don't expect the roughhousing.
Yeah, this roughhousing has really gotten out of control. First, the masseuse is roughhousing, and then the hockey players roughhousing.
Florida
the baseball
women.
player,
Florida
woman's a roughhouser.
Definitely roughhousing with the pistol whipping. God. So there's another theme. Lots of roughhousing today.
All right. Well, honestly, Chris America, I can't even do a tease for the second half of the show because the first half has been so dynamite.
What if that's the real story behind the whole Carlos Correa thing? He wasn't getting a massage. He was really into wrestling women. It reminded me of this stand-up bit where this guy told him to throw him his bachelor party and to get whatever stripper he wanted. And so he searched online for the weirdest looking stripper or the weirdest thing that he could find. And it was this 300-pound woman who's a professional sumo wrestler that was for hire to wrestle whoever you wanted. And he basically surprised his friend with that and just made her beat him up.
Wow. I'm going to let that image simmer while we go to a quick commercial break. Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter. If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. 12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst.
Hey everybody, it's your favorite Patriot, Chris America, and I want you to listen every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and on replays from 11 a.m. to noon of Scout Team Sports. Listen, George Washington did not cross over the ocean blue in 1492 to defeat the Nazis, so you can listen to the same tired national clickbait sports stories. So once again, tune in to us every single morning, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., and then we replay from 11 to noon. I will see you there, and God bless America.
Thank you all for listening in. Once again, we are Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every weekday, Monday through Friday, right here on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. We also simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network, and we are a part of the Barn Burner Podcast Network. We are on all of those things. You can also go onto Apple Podcasts and search Scout Team Radio or onto Spotify Podcasts and find our podcast. You can do all of those things. Check out our website, Scout Team Radio. Yep, that's all my promotion for today. That's it. Oh, yeah, by the way, we like all of our listeners to be engaged, especially if you're a Florida woman. You have provided us with a lot of content over the years, and we appreciate that, Florida Woman. So if you're a Florida woman and you want to hit us up on Twitter, you can do so at Scout Team Radio. And if you are not a Florida woman, if you are anybody else listening in and you want to get interactive, hit us up on Twitter at Scout Team Radio. We like to read your tweets on the air. We like to get interactive. We like to be involved with some live tweeting. That's what we like to do. All of that is true. Oh, man. So if you missed the first half of the show, it was absolutely electric. Go back and catch the podcast. It was unplanned. Things just got a little crazy, a little off the wall. There was definitely some rough housing, definitely some full body tissue massaging going on. There was all kinds of craziness.
Theorizing
there,
of
Chris
wrestling
America?
and everything else.
That there was. Well, Chris
Hey,
America.
Loudbeard?
I don't even know if I can get serious now. There's just
Well, I'm going to get serious. Kind of serious. I need the listeners' help. I need your help, Loudbeard.
all right. I'm here. I'm very helpful,
So
friendly neighborhood Loudbeard.
we all know that I'm like, house hunting. Right?
Yes.
Hunting down houses. I'm like the house hunter.
You're like that dentist that went to Africa and shot that lion. Yes. You're
No, I'm more like the
hunting houses.
crocodile hunter. More like the crocodile hunter. Don't try to make me a negative.
Nah, you're definitely that dentist. What was his name?
I don't know.
Everybody hated that guy. I'm pretty sure he went out of business.
Denty McDentist.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. Denty McDentist then.
So Loudbeard, there was a really, really nice house that I looked at, and the price was right. But at the time, I was just sitting there. It's over by the airport. I thought at the time, like, there's not much around here, and it's on a dirt road, and I mentioned that there was like a car lot across the street. But I slept on it over the holiday weekend, and I was like, you know what? I can deal with all that stuff because my monthly payment's going to be phenomenal, and the all the stuff in the house is going to be awesome. And really, like, how much time do I really spend outside in Florida? I don't. I just have to look at this stuff, on my way in. And is the Walmart or Publix or CVS a hop, skip, and a jump away? No, but it is a hop, skip, and a skip away, and that's not that bad. But then the house went on pending. So I need everybody's help to pray, send good vibes, do whatever you need to do to help me get this offer to fall through on that end so that I can put an offer on this house. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I kind of need the help.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. The housing market it's been a whirlwind over the last few years. It got really hot, and then it cooled off a little bit this summer, which is crazy because it's really hot outside. But when a good house comes on the market, it's like a blink of an eye, and that thing is gone. And that's tough for someone like you. You're looking for the perfect, ideal situation for yourself and your family, your little Americas out there.
Yep.
And you want to make sure that you make a good decision. You don't want to go into a house and say, I love this, I want to put an offer right now. Sometimes you want to sleep on it. You go and you sleep on it for one night, and then all of a sudden, bam, some other jabroni comes in and steals your lady or your house. Same thing.
Yep.
And that's kind of what happened to you. And I don't like that. I'm going to pray for you, Chris America. Right now,
Thank you,
thoughts and
Loudbeard. I
prayers going
appreciate
out
that.
to you, Chris
Yeah.
America.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that help. Well, Loudbeard, I want to, if you got no other stories, I'll run into my segment.
We can definitely do your segment. I got a couple stories that we can talk about, but they're not urgent. They're not important. They can wait. We can wait on these. I'm feeling it. You know why? Because every once in a while, I like
Wait a minute.
to go
Doc.
back in time.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Yes, Loudbeard, I've decided to bring back Time Travel Thursday or Throwback Thursday or whatever we want to call it. And I was inspired by a tweet. I don't remember which sport they said. I think they said baseball. And they said, what baseball team won the World Series on your birth year? And so I decided to go back to your birth year, Loudbeard. Back to when you were Loud Babyface. And
Yep.
you didn't really have a beard then. Your face was non-germy. No bacteria, no birds living on your face, none of that stuff. You were truly the baby face back then, Loudbeard. What month were you born? I can't remember. I'm sorry. I usually have Facebook remind me of
October
all my friends.
1982.
That's right.
It is. Yep.
Okay,
good times.
so Loudbeard.
Red
in
hot October 82.
In
Red
October
hot.
1982, the St. Louis Cardinals took on the Milwaukee Brewers.
Giannis was big in that season.
Yes, he was.
Love me
I
some
don't even
Giannis.
think Giannis was alive then. No, he definitely wasn't alive.
No, he was born in like
Um,
87, maybe 90, maybe.
And this is
92?
when the Milwaukee Brewers were in the AL. And I believe they were in the AL until recently, right?
I can't remember. Oh, that thing spikes up the time
music,
travel
yeah.
soundtrack. I don't know what it is. It's not supposed to, but it spikes up, so I have to always keep an eye on it.
It's weird. You should probably like re-record it or something.
Yeah, I should. I just been lazy. Sorry.
St. Louis Cardinals, they won their 9th World Series championship. Are the St. Louis Cardinals one of the most quiet franchises to have like just a ton of championships that nobody talks about? Like when I tell you name off all the sports teams that you know that have over 10 championships, and it's like the St. Louis Cardinals is probably one of the last ones you think of.
Yeah, they've quietly done it, and in different eras with just different superstars, and it seems like they're always relevant. I don't know how they do it, and nobody
pretty
talks
sure they
about
have
them as
the
being like a
second-
dynasty.
I'm pretty sure they have the second most championships in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. I know they have 11. And
Behind the
obviously
Yankees, right?
The Yankees have 27. I don't think anybody has more than 11 between the Yankees and the Cardinals.
Yeah, probably not. I'd have
But
to
let's
get
see.
the stat department on that.
Daryl
Stat
Porter.
department.
Daryl Porter was the Finals MVP for the St. Louis Cardinals. That name does not sound familiar to me at all.
No, me neither.
The
I don't remember watching it either. I was pretty
season,
young.
yeah. The season MVP was Robin Yount and Dale
Yeah.
Murphy. Neither of
Yeah,
those names sound familiar.
Oh, really? Robin Yount
Yeah.
is awesome, man. He's a legend, Brewers legend, amazing player, perennial all-star. Him and Paul Molitor were great Brewers back then. That was a quality team. I'm not surprised that Milwaukee was in the World Series at that point. And Dale Murphy was also great. I want to say Dale Murphy was a Philly back then. No?
He was Atlanta. At least that year he was Atlanta. He might have been on Philly some other year, but
yeah,
when he
Dale
won that
Murphy.
MVP.
He was a big name in the 80s. Yep.
Loudbeard, let's go over the NBA season. And since you're born in October, we'll do the 82 to 83 season because you weren't alive for the 81-82 season. And the Philadelphia 76ers swept the Los Angeles Lakers 4-0. Let's hope that we don't have that this year.
Yeah. I hope the Lakers don't make it this year.
Now, can you guess who was the top draft pick in the 82 draft?
Was that Drexler?
Nope. One James Worthy.
Ooh, yeah. Good.
How often does that happen where the team with the top draft pick goes to the finals?
Not very often.
I wonder if they traded for that pick or if they just had it and then just turned it around.
Yeah, but that
Maybe-
was before the lottery. I'm not sure how that all worked out at that
Well,
point.
but I would assume even if it was before the lottery, it would still be the worst team in the draft, right?
You would think so if things made sense back then, but it was the 80s. Anything went.
Now, the season's MVP was a Philadelphia 76ers. Are you able to guess which one that was?
Dr. J?
No, good old Moses Malone.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah,
I'm way off. I should have watched more sports when I was
And he was
born.
also the finals MVP.
Yep.
Now, before we go over to football, I'm saving football for last, and I think you know why. Let's go over to the Billboard Top 100 Songs When You Were Born, Loudbeard. Olivia Newton-John leads things off with Physical. I know that's
Let's
one of your...
get physical.
You have Eye of the Tiger,
Oh,
which
I've
was
heard of
our
that one.
warm-up song for my wrestling team in high school, and I hated it because when you've heard it like 1,000 times, it gets old. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
There we go. Quality.
Ebony
quality
and Ivory
tune.
by Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder.
Yeah. I could
Centerfold.
leave it.
Which I don't remember Centerfold.
Nope.
Don't You Want Me by the Human League. Did the
There you
80s
go.
have like the best band names of all time?
Yeah, we've lost that. We've lost touch with cool band names. Now there's like jerky names like Sum 41. Like, come on.
Then you had Jack and Diane by John Cougar. That was before he was John Cougar Mellencamp. Hurt So Good. Man, that was the year for John Cougar, man. That album was a good one. Abracadabra. Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago. And I'll give it number 11 because it's one of my guilty pleasures. Tainted Love by Soft Cell.
Oh, quality tune. Can't
Loudbeard,
go wrong
can you
with Tainted
guess?
Love.
Can you guess the number 1 movie in 1982? Grossing.
Was it an Indiana Jones movie?
No, but it was a Steven Spielberg movie.
E.T. 82. Yep. Now I think about
Now-
it. Yep.
Now I want you to take a guess. Just a guess. I'll give you within $100 million either way. How much money do you think that total grossed in 1982? The top movie, E.T.
300 million.
Wow, right there, man. 359 million.
Wow. There we go.
Isn't that crazy? Because I bet you that was like, oh my God, they broke a 300 million. Now it's like 300 million is a bad day for a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie.
That it is. That it is.
All right, then you had the rest of your top 10, Loudbeard.
We did have a tweet coming in. Mike
Yeah.
Berlin says, I knew the Sum 41 dig was coming. What are you talking about? I don't know.
Are we
You're
becoming
just mentioning
predictable
bad
like
band
Ocean's
names.
8? Are we becoming predictable like Ocean's 8?
Yeah, we can't stop. Won't stop. Don't stop.
Loudbeard, the top 10 movies. Solid list of top 10 grossing movies. You have Tootsie at number 2, An Officer and a Gentleman, Rocky 3, Porky's, always a classic. Was that kind of like your coming of age like movie when you were growing up?
Porky's?
Yeah, I think that was one where you just like saw your first like nude scenes and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I actually don't remember watching Porky's when I was younger. I think I watched that when I was a little bit older. But sure.
Okay. Star Trek
Maybe I
2.
watched it in '82 when it came out. I was at the
Yeah.
theater. I was
Yeah.
cool then. I actually
Your
came out with a
parents-
beard.
Well, your parents were like, "Let's just take the baby," and then everybody's looking at you like, "God, that loud baby face is so loud."
I was a terror.
Number 6, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Number 7, 48 Hours. Number 8, Poltergeist. Now, that was like a coming-of-age like horror film that you had to watch as a kid. Like, you didn't watch horror films until you watched Poltergeist, right?
Yeah.
Now, I started out with like the slasher movies as a kid. You know, your Friday the 13th
Elm
and
Streets.
stuff. Elm Streets. And then I finally made my way over to like the Poltergeists and all that stuff. And then I'm going to skip number 9 because number 9 is a classic that I want to talk about a little bit. So number 10 was Annie. Not a bad list there for you, Loudbeard, for your top 10 movies.
Yes, the sun will come out.
Maybe I'll get that for you for
Tomorrow.
your birthday. I'll find all 10 of these
Bet
movies.
your bottom
and
dollar.
I'll find all 10 of these movies and I'll buy them for you for your birthday.
You don't have to.
Okay, then I'll just especially buy the number 9 movie. And the number 9 movie is The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
There we go.
Not even making that up. Never heard of this movie, but I saw that on the list and it's like, that is appropriate for Loudbeard's birth year.
There we go.
Maybe that's where Carlos Correa was at. He was at the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
And on a side note, I think I'm going to be in Texas for my birthday. So there we
There you
go. I
go.
need to know. I need recommendations of places to go. Oh, you
You
can
know-
go to this Best Little Whorehouse. Yeah, I'll
Hold
be
on,
there.
This gets even better. I'm not making this up. The amount of money this movie grossed was $69 million.
Yeah, giggity giggity.
Giggity giggity.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Your Honor, it was unbelievable.
Believable.
You understand?
There we go. That's what I'm sound
Oh,
effecting
so-
it up now.
Just forgot to go back to your NFL season, Loudbeard. I'm sure you already know this. But in 1982, the wonderful, the great, the
Washington Redskins.
Loudbeard was born, and the Washington Redskins were so inspired, they decided to win a Super Bowl championship for him, beating the Miami Dolphins in the Super Bowl. Was that their first Super Bowl win?
Yes, because we've got 3 Super Bowl wins. It was 82, 87, 92. Those were the 3. Yep.
Oh, man. Good childhood as a Washington Redskins fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. The adult age has been pretty rough though.
Pretty rough. Would you
Yeah, I
trade
can't-
it? Would you trade
No.
your childhood for your adults?
No, I mean it is what it is. As a fan, you take it for what it is, right? Like I'm not. If I was a Miami Dolphins fan, I wouldn't just sit here and bitch and complain because my team's been awful for 100 years. No, I wouldn't.
Well, Loudbeard, I appreciate you going back in time to your birth year. Hopefully you enjoyed it, going down memory lane of all those memories you had of those 3 short months of 1982.
Yeah, those were great times. Thank you for taking me down this trail of tears and happiness and sadness and emotions that I've never been able to feel before.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris
So-
America. I
so
appreciate
Loudbeard,
that.
clearly you know me on a personal level, right?
I've heard of you, yeah.
Yeah, and you knew I used to have like a really bad addiction to talking politics on Facebook, right?
Yeah, it was pretty
luckily,
serious.
Luckily, I've broken that habit. I've gone away from that. I'm done with it. But still, some of the people that I used to get in discussions with, or let's just call them stupid arguments, like to tag me from time to time on these political stories. And so I don't join in, but I do enjoy to watch, and I'm glad I got out of it, because now that you're on the outside looking at it, you're like, man, this looks really stupid. And so I was tagged yesterday after that Robert Mueller conference or whatever, and just my phone has been blowing up since then. I've gone back and forth of whether or not I should like take myself off of it, but part of it's just entertaining to watch the circles.
Just get your popcorn.
Yeah, give my
That's
popcorn.
all you got to do.
And like my Apple is connected to my phone, obviously my Mac, and so I keep seeing my little Facebook notifications. They're up and early with these discussions and debates.
Okay, you're getting them fast and furiously here.
Fast and furious right now. Yep.
All right, well, Chris America, I've got a couple topics here, but there's just one I think we have enough time for. We
Okay.
got 5 minutes left, and I want to bring this one up. So, Daryl Morey, who is the GM for the Houston Rockets, he comes out and he says he's going to make all players and draft picks available because he has such a strong desire to improve his roster this offseason. All gloves are off. The Rockets had some personnel issues when James Harden and Chris Paul got into a little heated debate after they lost in the playoffs. And apparently, Chris Paul wanted more ball movement, and James Harden just wanted to play iso ball, and they just a difference of opinion. So I can see a possible breakup happening with these two, but Daryl Morey says he is ready to trade any and all players because he wants to upgrade his team. What do you think this means for the Rockets? Do you think they completely blow this thing up and try to retool?
Well, first, this is not where the story was going to go. When you brought up the word Morey, I thought we were going to talk about who is and is not the father. And then I heard this on yesterday at 12 noon. I was listening to the College Credit Hour with Memphis Spence on, good old 12-ounce sports radio from noon to 2. And him and Queen Berger were talking about this very topic. And I started having some fun with them, coming up with different ways that the Houston Rockets can retool. And yes, I think they can blow it up, and I think they have the assets and everything to do this the right way, to where they're not just rebuilding, they're actually truly just retooling. They're trading out their old tools to get some new tools, Loudbeard. And I want to play this little game with you for the next 4 minutes. And here's some of the scenarios I came up with, okay? You ready?
Yes.
Trade for AD and sign Klay Thompson. What do you think there?
Who do you give up?
I mean, you give up Chris Paul, Clint Capella. You give up whoever you need to give up.
What if you have to
your
give
core
up
three.
James Harden?
No,
to
you
get
keep
AD?
James Harden. I think
Are you
keep
sure?
James Harden. Yeah. I think he said he's the only one that's untouchable too, right? He said everybody but James Harden is up for sale.
I see. I saw that it said all.
Okay.
I didn't.
I thought it was.
I don't know.
thought
I
it was
could
James Harden's off the table. I think you keep James Harden.
Yeah, no, I
Especially
agree
with
with
those
that.
three.
But I'm gonna throw a little wrench in it.
Yeah.
If you can get AD, like if you trade Chris Paul, Clint Capella. Ironically, Chris Paul would go back to the Pelicans. But if you trade Chris Paul, Clint Capella, Eric Gordon, and you get back AD, and you have AD with James Harden, it's worth it. I do it.
Yeah.
I pull the trigger immediately. And then, of course, trying to sign another asset like a Klay Thompson, obviously that would be it. I mean, free agency is kind of a crapshoot, but if you can make that happen, I'm all in.
Now, what about this? What about Kawhi, Harden, and Klay Thompson?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. You make it happen in a heartbeat.
Do you think you
Anybody
can make it happen?
that can get no, because I think Kawhi stays in Toronto. I've been saying that from the beginning.
Okay.
Until it doesn't happen, I'm not going to believe it.
So if you're the Houston Rockets, prioritize your free agency list with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler, and Kawhi Leonard.
Yes.
No, prioritize them. Let's go.
Oh, you want to say who's who?
Yeah, Bayside Piece and Friend Zone.
Okay, say the name. So it's Jimmy Butler. It
Klay
was
Thompson.
Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson.
And Kawhi Leonard. We'll go
And
4.
Kawhi.
You can put You can put 2 bays if you want to, 2 side pieces and 2 friend zones if you want, but those are the 4 top free agents this year, correct?
Yeah. But to me, Kawhi and Kevin Durant are head and shoulders the best 2 out of this group. So they're going to be the bays. Those 2 are my bays right there.
So who do you
if
ask
you can
out
get either of
first?
those 2, it's completely franchise changing.
Who do you want to be your bay first?
I actually would go Kawhi because he's a better
Yeah.
two-way player.
Uh-huh.
I like that part of his game, and he's been clutch in the playoffs. Now, not that Kevin Durant hasn't been, but Kevin Durant's a different story because he's on a team full of superstars. But, yeah, I think I go Kawhi, just a very, very small margin ahead of Kevin Durant. And then I look at Jimmy Butler as being more of my side piece, where he's that third in this group of 4. He would be my third. I like Jimmy Butler. I don't think he's quite the superstar that the other 2 are. He is a great two-way player also, but he's not a game changer as far as you get him and then all of a sudden you're in the finals like a LeBron or Kevin Durant or somebody like that would be. So I personally think I would put him as a side piece. And friend zone, I'm going to friend zone Klay Thompson. I like Klay. I think he's a quality player, but he, out of those 4 names, is definitely my 4th tier guy.
See, I'm gonna flop your friend zone and side piece with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. The other 2 I agree with. Although I would probably make Kevin Durant my number 1 bay. I do like that Kawhi Leonard is the best or one of the best two-way players. But man, the size and length and shooting ability that just Kevin Durant brings to the floor that nobody else in the NBA can is just too hard to pass up. But I go Klay Thompson as my side piece, just because I think he can complement James Harden probably a lot better than what Jimmy Butler can. If you're playing that ISO ball and, Klay Thompson has played off the ball his entire career, he's used to not handling the ball and just waiting for a pass. That's what I want. I want Harden to just crash the boards and draw the defense in while he goes towards the rim and then just kick it out to Klay. And then also they don't go 0 for 27 in a playoff game from three-point line if they have Klay Thompson.
All of those are good points, and I'd love to argue with it, but guess what?
We're out of
we
time.
did it. Out of time. Great show, Chris America. I appreciate it, man, and all of our listeners out there, thank you all for listening in.
We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, ScoutTeamRadio.com, subscribe, rate, review. Peace.
This show is dedicated to the Florida woman. Thank you for everything that you do for the state of Florida. We truly appreciate you and all of your contributions.